Hello. Well, you've made it all the way to step 8, the overview. So, congratulations. And this is where all of your work that you've done so far in the first 7 steps is going to come to fruition, where your guests, your friends, your neighbors, your family members are going to actually sit down and get the information, enough information that they will be able to make a decision if this seems like a good fit for them, either by shopping or by shopping and referring customers, or they're really looking for some outside income, a plan B, a total new plan A, whatever the reason is. You've already you've started building your contact list. That's going to be a never ending process here at Melaleuca. You've already looked at how to invite, and you're going to get better and better and better at that as you do it. And then finally, we're going to look at the overview. Now, I also want to tell you, we're not going to look at how to do the overview right now. What we're going to ask you to do for that is to just watch your support team, watch your enroller, watch the people that are doing the overviews. You're going to learn something every time you do it. See how they do, see the verbiage they use. Then sooner or later, you're going to feel comfortable doing the overview yourself. But for right now, what we're going to look at is just the forms of overview. What mode, if you will, modus operandi are you going to use to get your friends, families, coworkers, etc., to get the information. So there's all kinds of ways to do that. We're going to go over 3 different ways, 3 major ways. We have a plan A that I will tell you that's the one that works the best and you get the best response from. Plan B, and then we'll have a plan C. And I will also tell you that we all use the same overview. We all use the same set of slides at Melaleuca. Everybody's personality is different, of course, so that's going to change it up a little bit. But the same information will be presented. It's just in different formats that you'll have it presented. So let's just go forward and look at those. And I will tell you the one that's the fallback is going to be the one that you're going to want to go to because you're going to think it's the easiest. And I will tell you it is the third choice that we have. And the reason it is, not because it's not good, it's okay. It's just that it doesn't get as good of results. So the one that you're going to want to go to, that you're going to think is the easiest, and it's going to be easier for your comfort zone, is not going to be the one that I would recommend up front. And really, it would be that same way throughout the whole company. They're going to say that's like a plan C. It's okay. It will get them the information, but it's not as successful. And so we want to teach you the very best way to get people started and to get them the information and what gets the best results. That's part of our job as your coach. On our website, you will have access to a calendar, and on that calendar it has all of our web overviews, all of our webcasts there. Now, you may hear it called a webcast, you may hear it called a presentation, you may hear it called an overview, a virtual tour, it doesn't matter. But the webcast or the Zoomcast, we use a process called Zoom. It's an app that's free and everybody downloads it, and that's what you'll see. That's what is mostly going on in our team that you'll be a part of. You can go to that calendar and you see who's doing the presentation on what day, and you click on it and it tells you the login information. And we'll even have the link there for you to actually access that particular webcast. And at that point, we will all be in the same room on a computer. So those are the ones that are online, the scheduled ones. But I want to start by telling you the different types, like I said, of the overview. The one that is going to get you the very best results is in person. Whether it is you meeting your friend or coworker at a coffee shop, you're not going to be probably doing all the presentations, or we really don't want you to at first. So you could be there, and somebody on your support team could be there meeting with the person in a coffee shop. Or you could possibly all be in your living room. If you have 6 to 8 friends, you may have a group of friends that really want to hear the information. You want to be sure they get the information, the people that you thought of the first, because they're the closest to you and they trust you. Then you would gather them together by doing the right approaches, and they would be there. And then you would have someone, if your support team lives close to you physically, then there would be someone there to do that presentation besides yourself, but you would all be in person. There is kind of another little part of that would be, let's just say that you and your friends are together in your living room, but your support team maybe lives away from you. That's okay, because you can bring them literally into your living room via technology, by computer. You can either open the computer or you can plug your computer into your television, and then we're there real time with them, interacting with them. We see them, they see us. We're talking just like we're there, and we're interacting with them and doing the overview in person. That is the best way, is when someone is there with them in person to show them the information and to help them get their account set up. Another reason that, or another thing that you can do is we have those web overviews where you're not physically there with them. Let's just say that their schedule is crazy busy. I mean, we're all crazy busy, so their schedule is crazy, and or they live away from you and your support team lives in another place, and that's no problem either, because this is the second way that is still a great way. We can get together all by technology. We're in the same, what we call Zoom room. We're in the same room, chat room, if you will, and they can see us, we can see them, and we're all talking together real time where we're all presenting in different ways. You would be jumping on with them at that point in time, letting them know. Let's just say that you look at the web schedule and just in our team, on our team right now, and this could change by the time this video is made. We're always looking for adding more things. But right now with our team, we have 2 overviews, web overviews that are offered on Sunday night. We have 2 that are offered on Tuesday night, 2 that are offered on Thursday night, 1 that's offered on Wednesday night. And then, of course, by appointments, we can do them as well. But on those, you may look at the schedule of events and say, let's just say that it's Monday and you're inviting someone for an overview, and you look at the calendar and you say, you know what, Cheryl, there are 3 overviews between now and Wednesday. There are 2 Tuesday night, 1 at 6:30 and 8. There's 1 Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Which one of those would work the very best for you? And that's how you schedule those, you know. And we'll talk about what happens if none of those would work. You offer them another option. And it could be just, well, tell me this. When is the best time for you? Maybe their work schedule is just totally crazy. They're a nurse or they work 3rd shift. Then we're going to talk about that, and that's going to be your plan C. And it happens. I mean, you know, it happens, and it's still okay. It's just that I want you to be aware that the first 2 options are your best options. Okay, so you have your one-on-one where you're in a coffee shop with that person live, or maybe you could say 2-on-1 where you've pulled someone else in to do that overview with you, for you. When you get ready and feel comfortable with it and your support team feels like you're ready, then you have access. You have access on Melaleuca's website to the slides. You can download an app through Melaleuca that you can look at on your iPad or your phone. Or we even have a little booklet that you can use. So there will come a point in time where you're going to be able feel completely comfortable doing that, but we want to do them for you at the very beginning because you're still in that learning process. So breathe easy, you know, because those are your possibilities. Okay, so let's look at the other way. Let's just say that life is crazy and you have someone, let's go back to that scenario that I just gave you, where the work schedule is crazy, where you show them, this is what I've got in the next 3 days, which one was better for you. I'm not able to do any of those. You know, I don't even get off at night until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, and it's just going to be practically impossible for me to fit any of those times in. So then you're going to say, well, you tell me, when would be the ideal time for you to get the information about Melaleuca? Because I really, really think this is going to help you. And I really, really think this is going to be something you're going to want to look at and get the information. When, in a perfect world, when's going to be the best time for you? They could say, well, at 10:30, you know, Tuesday night, I would be in from work and my kids would be in bed and I could probably listen then. Well, what you would do then is you would resort to that 3rd option that we have, which is a recorded overview, a recorded presentation. At that point, and you'll have access to these as soon as we get all this together, you'll have access to these right on this website where you're there with them at real time and you log in, you have them log in, you'll send them the password to get in, and you'll both watch it together. You'll watch the recording together and help them to set up their account. That's the 3rd option. Now, you're going to feel like you want to do that 3rd option because I'll tell you why. Because you're like on the phone and you're like, well, they'll say, well, I can listen now. Well, okay, let's just jump on. Just be aware that your results are not going to be quite as good with that type of overview. I mean, you still get results, don't get me wrong, but just keep in mind that that's your 3rd option. You're always going to get higher enrollment statistics if they listen to it with someone there in real time. Do you see what I'm saying? I can give you another example that would be just showing you there's all different ways. You could use one of those recording tools. Let's just say that you have a time that you've got some people in your living room, but nobody on your support team was available at that particular time or night. And that rarely happens, I will be honest, but every once in a while it does. We don't want you to, we want you to have access to this 24/7. So what you could do is have those people in, plug in the computer, play one of those recorded overviews of myself or some of the other support members. And like I said, you'll have access to those through this website. And so you're there in person, which is great. And the presenter is just, it's a video. And it's okay because, you know, they're hearing the information, you're there with them. You might, again, even have some of the refreshments there. I encourage you to have Melaleuca refreshments. You might pop some of our organic popcorn. You might have some of our access bars cut up or some of our Attain bars, meal supplement bars cut up. You know, don't give them a whole bar. Just chop them up, cut them up and let them taste them. You could have our coffee brewing, some of the hot chocolate, some of the spiced tea brewing. You could have some of our, let's see, the H2O, the Splash 2O, H2O, that's water, the Splash 2O mixed up for them to try. You know, so use your own judgment there, but it's good to just make it easy. And you could have that after the video or during the video or whatever you want to do. Just don't jump up in the middle of it. You can use common sense there, but you're there in person and they're watching the video. So that still would be considered part of that second category. The first one is everybody in person. The second one is somebody's on a computer somewhere, or you're in a computer room and you're not there physically, but you're there in real time. The third option is where you have a recording that you're using, either in a one-on-one situation or either a group of people that are watching a recording. And in that case, it could be great because you do have yourself there. So that's better, you know. And so you're going to get great results from all of those. But I just, again, want to reiterate the fact that you're going to get the best results when somebody is there in person with them real time. So let's just see here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, they're stored right here. I've already said that. And so, okay, so I think there is never, let me just say this, there's never a lack of having access to the overviews. That's what we've tried to accomplish here because we do realize that so many people are so very busy. We wanted to make it possible for you to do that. And we'll be showing you, let me just say one thing about that. All of our overviews, like web overviews, there'll be a way to get on there. So what I do when I invite someone to our web overview is I will wait and send them the login information like about 20 minutes before time. Just time enough for them to get in and get logged in. And what I'll do is, let's just say you have set them up to watch one of our web overviews that starts at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. And so you'll say, I'm not going to send you the login information right now because it will only actually be good, you know, right before the time of, but I'm going to send you that information about 20 minutes ahead of time. So about 7:40, I will send you the login information. I'll send it to you in a text. And you just let me know, you know, let's make sure that we're still on because it's an appointment and I've got it down as a date, and make sure that they know that you're writing it down as a date, make it important. And, that, you know, let me know when you get the password and I'll help you get logged in, but I'm going to jump on with you. And you would do the same thing with that third option where, let's just say they're going to listen at 10:30 one night. And so say at 10:15, 10 after 10, I'm going to shoot you a text and it's going to have the login information with the password on there. And you just log in and get on there and I'm going to jump on with you and we're going to get this information. I'm going to show you the information and it's going to be via recording. So I always send it right before. That's kind of like a double check. We're still on, you know, I'm still excited to get you this information kind of thing. And then, you know, and if I will tell you, and this goes back to the appointment setting, if somebody says, well, I'll try to get on, that is probably a no, just so you'll know and not get discouraged because it happens. And one of the best responses to that is to say, great, when do you think you'll know for sure? Because what we want you to do here is we don't want you wasting your time. We don't want you being too disappointed because people are going to tell you one thing and do another. That's just the nature of people. Legit things do come up. Sometimes it's just them not wanting to say no. So, use your common sense there. If you're struggling with that, then you need to talk with your coach. And we have some really good things that we can say that don't seem pushy, that aren't pushy, that will help you get good results. So with that being said, you're almost done. You have one final step, which is how to close and how to actually get the enrollment, get them to become a customer at the very end of the overview. What do you do? And that's going to be our next step. And then we have some quick links for you to look at, and you may have already jumped ahead with that. So I'm excited. You're ready to roll, and can't wait to watch you and your progress. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.